Good afternoon. You are still awake. I'm happy to see you, so many of here. My title, quite a big one for a small company and after those big companies. But I will tell you a story about our research and development work and what we have done with our technology development process. At first, you have an idea, an innovation. In our case, the background of the innovation comes from the pocket of the Juha Roininen, our founder of the company. You have the catch on board, but you have to somehow realize the system and what to do. And in our case, we have chosen to do it together with others, with cooperation in R&D, to form a compact container structure dryer, and that's our product. And R&D is, like heard today many times, is the main thing and background in the innovations. You have to have some kind of need to develop the process on over again and do it again and make it worth of selling. So what we are talking about today in our case is our modular heating industrial dryer, which is a dryer which is suitable for many materials, for example, byproducts, wastes, hopefully not waste anymore tomorrow, and also biomaterials. Our technology innovation is that it's a modular construction with changeable and stackable modules in compact container structure, so that we have a dryer which is scalable for your need and also designed to use and utilize excess heats or waste heats in different sources. And the structure of the dryer also enables use of mobile version of the dryer. Technology is patented 2016, and we have already made a full-scale pilot of it, and we are testing it out all the time across the nation. And the background of the innovation comes from the barn, or from the idea, the basic idea. They're also somehow related to the background of our innovator. He was working long in the steel industry with byproducts and residues. And he found out that there's a lot of residues that have ingredients need to be used again and are valuable, but they are wet and they need to be dried somehow. But how to dry cost efficiently byproduct without a value? You cannot make an investment of €1 million for the dryer to evaluate the ingredients for the reuse. So he decided that he wants to do something else and something new and make an innovation and get the idea that we have to have some kind of process that is able to switch from place to place and use the value of available raw materials or heats around the place. In our case, the company is young. We started 2013 as a spin-off from University of Oulu. The first pilot version after preliminary studies was constructed 2014 as a part of a project founded by Ministry of Environment. And the first tests with our pilot was made with manures, nutrients recycling. And after that project, and during that project, after pilot construction, we made tests also for other materials, for example, waste and sludge from paper mills, steel mills, and some biomaterials from Vapo, for example. And cooperation with big companies in starting point was a key turn for our case, because we were able, for example, dry very sticky, unliked materials from SSAB, and they were interested about the technology so much that we started cooperation project 2016, and during that project we were able to construct our full-scale pilot, 12-meter container construction of the full construction of the first pilot and the technology. And after that, we have made cooperation with SSAB and other companies, testing different kind of materials. And also during that project, we have patented our technology. So there's a sort of storyline behind the technology development. And as we have done technology development together, we have received lots of know-how and more work power to effort to build up the technology. If we look this simple Finnish dish meat soup, you have not many ingredients on it, but you have the special ingredients. Without spices, it doesn't taste quite much anything. But if you have cooperation and co-creation with together others in project point of view, you are able to do more. Especially if you are not a superhero that invents everything and is able to manage everything. And in our case, it's necessity because the feasibility of the technology is wide. We are not concentrating on some certain specific area, while we want to spread our technology for different uses and applications. And of course, during the cooperation and co-creation, during the projects, you can see the needs of the customer. You get to know your customer. Your customer knows what you have to offer for them, and they can find out that what are all their real needs also. In our case, the feasibility is quite wide. In industry, there's pulp and paper industry, there's chemistry industry, there's steel industry that needs drying of different kind of materials. There's agriculture. We heard just a nice presentation about how nutrients can be recycled. We are also taking part of that work. We have bioenergy. We have lots of to do in bioenergy sector, which can be improve the efficiency of that in that field. And special solutions. We have lots of things that we don't know where we can use our technology at the moment. But by cooperation, we might find them, and they find us also. In R&D work, we have done lots of cooperation with public bodies and organizations. Here are some listed whom we are working with, are planning work with, and are doing projects and have done. And it's much more easier to say the financier that or investor that by the way we are planning to do a project with university with the founding from TECES or other founding elements, that we are gonna, if you're investing for us, we are doubling the money right away during the development point of view. We have to invest in this case, as we are the technology development firm, we need to invest for the technology development all the time and more. and are doing that, and by project working together with public organizations, we are getting more and more information where the world is going, what is needed, what should be our goal behind the project, and what's the next step to be aware of. And also, like cooperation, there's always a price that you have a founding also for the partners. But what kind of price could be put for the results of it? Like cooperation with public bodies, you have external evaluated results on your hand after the project. And what's the benefit of it? That it's much more easier to get contact bigger companies or investors when your results are external evaluated than you just say that we know that our technology works. Why don't you believe it? So it's easier. Of course, we need big companies and foundings to get touched for the customers. Here are some companies that we have been working together, and they are our first potential customers. They know what we are doing and why we are doing. And also in working with the cooperation project with business units or business parties, and also the organizations from the universities and others organizations. We are developing together the system, and we also know that we have a common goal that from the need and what's happening. And we want to see the results in action. I think it's quite nice for the researchers at university or other institutes that also see that the results are used somewhere straight ahead. Some words about the results. For example, we have had a project with Luke, Natural Resource Institute from Finland, and we have made a test to dry wood chips for energy use, and the institute made an article about it and published in the web. The article was spread, and the coverage of the publication was global. We get inquiries from 3 different continents after that project and after publishing the results. I think that was quite well money spent. We are engineers, we are not marketers. This is our way to market things, get the results public. And it's quite a nice way to get the visibility. About the funding elements, we have used many of them, and we have used grants, subsidies, we have had loans, we have had investments, we have used our own and our family's money also. And we are so convinced about the idea and the technology. And we have had own incomes from testing periods and also from, of course, investor money, and have done consulting services. But these different kind of funding elements are nice from the technology development point of view at the moment. They are supporting testing, they are supporting piloting. That's our phase where we are at the moment. And we are able to use these kind of foundings. It's a nice way to proceed with the technology and get the references for the customers and future customers. Of course, when you are applying founding from these founding elements, it needs your own effort to make the application and the planning for the projects and get build up the consortiums and everything like that. But I think it's worthwhile because you get so much knowledge from different point of views, and you get, especially we have to cover so many fields that you are not the expert in every field. So why not use the expert from other locations or other organizations? And I think most of all in applying money you need good sitting muscles. You have to sit down and apply and write. We've been lucky. We are not alone, and are not alone at the moment at least, and in future also, because we have made already cooperation agreements with 2 key areas with our cooperating teams, organization Dustcomp and EcoSolutions. We have had external support for development of our company from Kasvu Open, Accelerator programs from international and national. And we have had the winner of MB Idea competition. And from that we are getting more and more support for our company through the McKinsey Strategic Growth Program in next year. And not to forget the winning idea and the competition in the field. Our winning idea was based on replacing heating oil with local wood. We want to be part of this chain to use our resources in forests, excess wood, to utilize it for heating and as a renewable resource. We want to use the also waste heats and make the product local and production of the fuels local. The idea is here. We are looking for cooperation to cover the whole chain from the forest to the end user, the resident in the house who is warming his house or her house with pellets. And this is our next step. And related to that, we have made something already. We have ERBF, EU-funded project with Natural Resource Institute Luke at the moment ongoing, which is concentrating to logistic solution and for the use of bioenergy, more profitability. And the main idea inside this competition idea and in the project is that if we have wet biomass in woods, nowadays we are drying the wood beside the forest road 11, 12 months. It's rotten, it stays there for a long time, it's storage. We want to dry it with excess heat from some other location or some other source from industry, maybe from data center, for a more efficient form to get the dry biomass to power plants to make more efficient use of the material, also more efficient use of or production of the energy. I feel quite small after those two before presented numbers and figures with Autotech, but we are a startup. We have 5 persons, so we are a company, and our core business is to innovate and develop innovation for material and energy efficiency. That's our main goal. With this technology, which is quite traditional drying process, but still. And I like to make an opportunity to thank our main partners at the moment and during this development projects and process, SSAB, Merox and University of Oulu, and of course financiers. Tekes has been very good for us during this development. And not to rely on just one project or product. Mod Heat, our dryer, is the blue one over there, but our second product is hidden under here. Recovery of heat from molten slag. That's the question in steel industry, which been struggling the industry a very long time, because there's 1.5 gigajoules of energy in 1 ton of slag. So I think there might be a sort of small part of energy for our dryer also to get things dry. So I hope we can continue this co-creation with our partners and future partners, and maybe someday with you also. And I hope that you have had or will have same kind of experiences with cooperating with different parties. We will continue innovate, and I hope so do you. So thank you for my behalf.
Thank you, Virpi. Actually, I have an idea for you. Come here. Next time when you go to a trade show, I have a slogan for you.
Okay, thank you.
Which surely stops people. You don't have to even speak. And it goes like this. Dry business, choosy opportunities. Because that's the idea I got from your presentation. Any questions? Because this was a very interesting process. There you go. We need the cube. Yeah, okay.
Okay, you have big companies as your customers, so how have the communes or municipalities taken your technology as heating? How are the...
Actually, the main thing is that we have been working with public organizations like Natural Resource Institute and university. So we have get the contacts from there, and they are also interested. For example, jätehuolto, Oulun jätehuolto. They are very interested, and they are making more and more effort to get opportunities to small companies to establish piloting and testing. And actually, I'm happy to say that we are getting government's top funding for next 2 years. We just get the decision in the beginning of this week. So kärkihankeraha will be also located here in Oulu in future.
And then a comment as an outsider or customer that you have marketed as an energy dryer. So it was nice to hear that the applications are more wider. Maybe there is to China or...
Oh, yes. Many.
Like
yeah.
Because we need to raise the value in our products.
Yes.
In every sector. So
yes.
maybe
Natural raw material seminar was asking us to make also a presentation there, because they are stick to the problem that there are no technology developers at the segment at the moment.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. I have one question. How do you make the priorities where to go to? maybe you get the feedback from the customers, but can you? Because there were so many application areas.
In this stage, we are in early phase, so we have been concentrating quite many things. That's true. But of course, when you have opportunity to, like, government is like pointing out the main things that they are concentrating on, so you must get the fish from there where it is.
Okay. And the second question about the cooperation with the potential customers, how do you actually work with them? Do you have workshops, or you have telcos every week, or you go to a trade show together, or how do you work with the customers?
With customers, we have made mainly testing. They are interested about our technology, and they want to test if the material is suitable for this technology. Okay. And we have been concretely in the field testing the materials.
Okay, and that's where your modularity helps you, because you can drive the module anywhere in the world. Okay, thank you very much, Virpi.
Thank you.
And hopefully you get her business card. There is one question more.
Yeah.
Because steel industry, they are losing a lot of energy.
Yes.
And Vapo is planning to have some technical carbon and other products from peat.
Yes.
And they have maybe too much moisture in peat.
Yes.
How we can synergize your two companies and put your pilot plant near to steel plant, and then you can
provide
and
yes.
cooperate once again?
That's very good questions. At the moment, there's a lot of research use of wood-based materials as a source of carbon in iron production, in steel production. But I don't know if there's any peat-related research ongoing that. Last week, I was participating to Nordic Recycling Day, which is concentrating a steel industry, and there was lots of research ongoing for how to use the lignins or other residues from paper industry or wood industry to as a carbon source in blast furnace, for example. So very good question, and our vision is also that maybe in one day we can also make a high temperature version of our container to make torrefication or biochar for future needs.
Endless opportunities, that's a very good business. Still more question, there you go. Maybe I...
So Ulla Lassi from Oulu University. I'd like to comment that Hannu's question, because drying is of course needed. You need extra energy, but in some applications, like in that, for example, this activated carbon production, I know because we work with that, too dry biomass is not good. So we need that moisture with the biomass to make this kind of well-known porous structure. So sometimes the moisture in the biomass is good thing.
Yeah.
If you think about the biomass gasification, for example, if you have too dry or too wet material, it is not working. You have a window which is the optimal conditions for that.
Okay, very good comment. Thank you.
And by drying it, you can optimize it also.
Yes.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Virpi.
Thank you.